Hey everybody, welcome back to Insight Tennis Tour Stroke Series. Today we're going to work with Benjamin Heck here. He is a player that I've started to kind of work with. He was a top level college player. He's played, I believe he played some pro tennis as well, right? After school?
This summer I am, and I've played against players that have played on the tour.
Right, and you played a couple of guys that were, ranked as high as top 100 in the world, and I think you split sets with one guy. So clearly, he's a great player. He beats all the college players essentially around here. He's going to play the tour, start playing some futures and so forth this summer. So remember this name, Benjamin Heck. You're going to hear about him. He's got a great game. But today what we want to do is we're going to do a little mini serve lesson here. My name is Rick Oldroyd. I'm the president and founder of Insight Tennis, and so we wanted to kind of film this, and hopefully it's going to be helpful for you. Ben's got a great serve, but what he has a tendency to do sometimes is get his toss a little bit too far to the left, which causes him to fall to the left. Instead of having his weight moving up and into the court, he falls to the left and loses his balance a little bit. There's a couple of things that's going to affect. First of all, it's going to affect recovery time. If someone hits a really great return, he's not going to be ready for that return. So we need to kind of work on that. And secondly, he's losing power because he's falling to the left. So if the ball is over here and he's coming up and he's coming through and falling off the ball and falling to the left, obviously he's losing power. So that's kind of what we want to focus on today, is getting the toss in the right place, making sure that it's in front of the body and in the right position, and that the weight, when he's coming around, it comes into his serve like this, and comes around and makes impact, that the weight is here and he's not falling clear to the left at the end of the shot so that he can recover. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to have him hit a couple of balls and then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit. Go ahead, Ben. In fact, I'll get back here and kind of see where you're at. Okay. Pretty good on the balance though. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so that one, stop for just a second. You can clearly see on that one, and you probably saw that in the camera. Ball was moving far too far to the left and it was a little bit behind him, so he had to adjust, right? And that's why you missed the ball. You couldn't catch it at full extension. So this reiterates how important the toss is. It doesn't matter, all these other things can be great. Your knee bend, your torso rotation, your wrist and arm rotation, pronation, all these other things. But if your toss isn't in the right place, then you have to adjust to that, and that causes or affects everything else. So that's kind of what we want to look at here. So the importance of the toss, which allows you to stay balanced and use your body. One other thing I want you to pay attention to here as Ben is hitting is how he rotates away, but he also rotates his body back through. So his body is involved in the stroke, and that's where the power is coming from. That's the key, everybody. Everybody says, oh, hey, wrist and arm, there's a lot of power in your wrist and arm rotation. And what I mean by that, we've talked about this in other videos, where you're coming up and you're rotating to impact, right? Pronating and rotating through. There's a lot of power in that move, but don't negate the body. The body is the power source in this game. Make no mistake about it. All right, let's try it again. Much better toss, so it wasn't so far to the left, and it was also out in front a little bit better. Good. Much better. Really good, except, again, falling a little too far to the left. That's what caused that to go in the net. All right, here we go. There it is. There it is. Now, the important thing is, what did you feel right there? What was the difference between that serve and the one that hit the top of the tape?
I was just falling to the left on the one before, and so the physics of the ball basically, the physics, you gotta get your weight going through the shot in order for the ball to go where you want.
And the important thing there also is that he knows what he's doing wrong when he misses the shot, and he can self-correct. And that's what we want as well. Even if you don't do it right every time, at least you understand what you're trying to accomplish as you practice, so you're practicing the right things and you can self-correct. All right, let's try a few more.
All right.
Close, really close. Another one? There it is. Okay, so the toss is still a little too far to the left. Let's see if you can get it about 6 inches to your right. It's out in front perfectly, but just a little bit more to your right, about 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Like right there.
Yeah.
How'd that feel? Yeah,
Awesome.
I mean, and again, the thing to remember about this is if everything else, if you've got the toss in the right place, then when your body comes around and rotates around, your body stays behind the ball, so your weight is behind the ball, so you can transfer that up and into the shot, right? And you're using physics. If I'm falling to the left as I'm hitting, I've lost all my power, right? It's kind of like on a forehand, if I'm coming in and I'm kind of falling back this way, right? There's no power. It's the same thing with the forehand. I'm here and I'm coming here, right? I want to go there and through that ball. Same thing with the serve. So I want to have the toss in the right place so that I can come up, hit, land on my left foot, recover, and now I'm ready to recover for the ball, right? All right, last couple here. Very nice. Those last few were excellent. Okay, toss out in front, slightly to the right. Let's go down the tee with this. That's an ace.
Yeah.
I don't care who you're playing.
Yeah.
Perfect serve. Two in a row.
Yeah.
You've got 3 in a row. You're still falling a little bit to the left, but it's much, much better.
Yeah.
Again, that's a product of your toss, not you falling to the left, but having to do that because the ball's too far behind you and too far to the left, so you have to adjust to that, okay? Get it in the right position. Here we go. Well, that's much better. You got one more?
Yep. Let's do it.
Just, you caught that late is all. Absolute ace.
Yeah.
Nice job. All right, so a couple of things that we want to take away from this. Number one, the importance of the toss. The toss has got to be in the right place. If you're hitting your second serve, it might vary a little bit, and obviously the toss would vary with the kick serve. But one of the things that made Pete Sampras such a phenomenal server, arguably the greatest of all time, was he would put his toss pretty much in the same place, and then he would adjust with his racket as he came in where he wanted to hit the ball. And so it was very, very difficult to read. So the important thing is get a consistent toss, make sure that it's out in front of your body so that when you make contact, I'm gonna show this from the side so people can see. When I make contact with the ball, I want to be out here. If I make contact back here, I've lost a huge source of power, right? Ben? I want to make sure that I'm making contact out here and that my body stays behind the ball and I'm transferring that weight up and through the ball like this so that I can recover in balance and ready for the next shot. Make no mistake about it, that's where the power is in this game, is in the body. If we're not utilizing that rotation away, the hip and shoulder rotation, the knee bend, all the things we've talked about, right? And rotating back to impact, where you know, missing out on a huge power source, right?
Yeah.
You can still hit the ball over the net like that, but you're not going to have the kind of power that you have when you're using the body correctly and your toss is in the right place, maximizing everything coming together right at impact. That's when we're going to start to see the 125s, the 130s, and that kind of thing consistently.
Yeah.
And we both know that if you're placing the ball at 125 miles an hour, that's good enough against anybody, isn't it? Fantastic. Hopefully this has been helpful for you guys out there. You kind of learned some things from this little mini lesson. Again, remember this name, Benjamin Heck. You're going to hear about him. He's going to be a great player. He already is a great player, but you're going to hear about him out on the circuit. And hopefully you can utilize some of the things that we talked about today. Once again, remember how the importance of the body in the serve, rotation away, rotation back through, and making sure that you stay in balance. Don't fall to the left. But sometimes the reason why you fall to the left is because the toss is in the wrong place. That's the second thing. Make sure the toss is in the right place, and then you're going to be able to stay in balance much, much better. Hopefully that's helpful for you. If you like this video, click the link below and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Visit our website at insighttennis.com. And from Ben and Rick, as always, thank you for your time. We'll see you out there on the court.